There's a lot of little tidbits that you can break down in the schedule release last night. I watched the NFL Network for 4 hours. Rich Eisen, Steve Weich, Colleen Wolfe, Deion Sanders, Kurt Warner, and the gang over there did a fantastic job interviewing basically every single team except for a couple of them. We'll break down some things that were said during there from Belichick, Jerry Jones, Mike Tomlin stole the show, Frank Reich was in there. The Colts get no primetime games aside from the Thursday night game, which every single team has to have. They're not happy about that. They shouldn't be. Phil Rivers probably thinks, I left the West Coast team because of East Coast bias. I come over the East Coast time zone, and now we're the only team that doesn't have a primetime game that was worth a single damn last year. They'll have to figure that out. Speaking of games being set up in a fashion that is massive, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' last seven games are either at home in Tampa Bay or in a dome. If you're Tom Brady and you're a little bit older, not only do you have Gronkowski back and you have your weapons, you have Bruce Arians and a defense that won from 32-5, but now the last 7 weeks in December, which if you listen to anybody talk that played in the NFL, the first thing you look at whenever you see the schedule is who are we playing in December? Where do we have to go? Do we have to go to Buffalo? Damn it! Do we have to go to Cleveland? Son of a bitch! Do we have to go to Pittsburgh? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers' last 7 games are in a dome or at home. That is a massive advantage to a quarterback in a team that's probably going to be airing it out a lot. Congratulations to them on potentially winning the schedule release night, to be 100% honest. Losers of the schedule release night, I would say. Now, they're a good team. The Seattle Seahawks are going to have to travel 29,000 miles. Now, granted, the Baltimore Ravens only have to travel 6,000 miles throughout their entire duration. So you do some quick math. What is that? 4 times, 5 times, 5 times, almost 4.9 times. That is a massive amount of time on a plane. But that's what happens whenever you're in the most upper left part of the country. You're going to have to do that. The fact that they've been able to win in the fashions that they've been able to win, by the way, and still have like a successful year in and year out, while having to travel to Europe basically every single away game, a 5-hour trip, a 6-hour trip, an 8-hour trip. I mean, they are on the road a lot, but that's what comes with being a part of the beautiful Pacific Northwest. They're traveling a long way. The Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones was talked about Dak Prescott last night. He talked for about 36 seconds about it, said nothing, said absolutely nothing. It was a master class in talking while relieving relieving. Yep. You got the V and the L. Yep. You see, you got to go that. Revealing any information at all. They said that they're building a team around Dak Prescott, basically, but when he was asked about whether or not they're going to get him back in time, that was not even talked about. I mean, the schedule release last night was a lot of fun. I'm thankful it happened. We're looking forward to it. Yesterday, I was a big doubter because whenever the schedule was released for anybody that's actually a part of football, it's not that big of a deal because who knows what's going to happen later. Kyle Shanahan was talking to Colleen, Rich Eisen, one of them was interviewing them, and Kyle Shanahan said, he was asked something about later in the schedule, do you look into this potential matchup or something like that? Kyle Shanahan said, when I was young, I might have looked into that. I might have seen that. But now that I'm kind of older, which, by the way, he's not. He's the coolest looking coach, by the way, maybe in the history. Sean McVay came in. You know, he had that good beard and the hair, and he had a lot of success and the khakis, and it was a good thing. But Kyle Shanahan looks like the surfer bro that just so happens to be the smartest guy in the room. He had a flat bill hat on, good beard last night, just chilling. John Lynch is in his backyard. They're set up for the long-term future. But Kyle Shanahan said, maybe when I was younger, I'd look forward into the future of the schedule and see what we got. But things change so much, you have no idea. You have no clue what team's going to be week 12. They're not going to be the same team they were week 5. So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now, let's get back to the fornicating action. Look at the Ravens. Week 5 or week 4, they were throwing the ball 50 times in the game. And then towards the end there, it was only 20. They were steamrolling everybody until they ran into the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs. So the people that start looking ahead as a football team, obviously not happening, but for fans, it's a lot of fun to think about. For instance, the Atlanta Falcons, they have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 15 and week 17. And I think they have the New Orleans Saints in like week 13 and week maybe 14.
11 and 13.
There it is, 11 and 13. So they have their NFC NFC South is going to be dependent upon back-to-back weeks, basically, at the end of the season. Will the Atlanta Falcons be able to stay healthy? That NFC South is going to be electric. Pretty pumped up about that. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. He might have came in second place for winning the night last night. He did not want to be a part of the interview that they were forcing him to be there. The 5 primetime games, I guess, is what the NFL has decided is the max amount, but I think that's the only amount that you can schedule. Remember, they're flexing not only Sunday Night Football later in the season, but I think Monday Night Football is potentially getting flexed as well. The Monday Night Football slate is a pretty good one, by the way. Hasn't been in recent memory. Now, I think that plays into the big public reaction to a lot of Monday Night Football games is because some of the games stink, so there's a lot of commentary that has to cover a game stinking, and people have gone the opposite direction. But if it's a good game, no matter who's calling it, people are going to watch. This year's Monday Night Football slate seems good. So these scheduled primetime games for people, max of 5, is a big deal because they could probably get flexed into even more later in the year. The teams that have 5 primetime games are Baltimore. Let's get Lamar Jackson out there. Let's get the Dallas Cowboys out there because the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones negotiate the TV rights. Let's keep him happy. Let's put him on primetime games. Joe Buck said he's at 6 of 8 weeks or something there with Dallas on primetime with Troy Aikman. Dallas Cowboys have a chance to be great, by the way. They got a lot of pieces around Dak Prescott, as Jerry Jones alluded to last night. Can they sign their quarterback? Or have they already for $3 million with incentives up to 7? I'm not going to spin that narrative because Andy Dalton blew us off yesterday. Got a DM from him, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Say sorry?
He said, I heard you hate me now. I hope that isn't true.
Well,
I do. I don't. I understand. That was probably way over his head telling him that he shouldn't talk. But I don't like that we were supposed to talk to him. Probably would have got a good quote out of him. Probably would have helped this show. By the way, that's me being selfish again. So, sorry, Ginger Tarzan. I'm back on your side. Packers. 5 primetime games. What's going to happen there? Are they putting them on primetime because of Gutekunst, you think? Do you think they're putting them on primetime because of LaFleur? Or do you think the Packers are on primetime television because Aaron freaking Rodgers is the quarterback?
Thank you.
I wonder if Gutekunst saw that. The Chiefs, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, the future of the NFL, alongside Lamar Jackson there. They got 5 primetime games. The Rams, nobody really understands this because it seems as if you watch the Rams last year and then you look at their offseason moves, seems like they could potentially be on a quick fall down, not only in Los Angeles with the decisions they're making, but also in the entire NFL. You know what I mean? Like there's a chance this team, who has been unloading talent and maybe has to rebuild their roster, might not have a great year. I'm not 100% sure. I like Johnny Hekker. They'll have a great punter. Other than that, I don't think I know anybody else on the team. I don't know anybody else on the team. I know them. Jared Goff is still there, which will he be able to bounce back and carry that team? Not 100% sure. A lot of people are saying that the Rams are being force-fed down NFL fans' throats.
I was going to say, do you think that's like a we'll scratch your back, you scratched ours for building the stadium kind of situation?
$7 billion stadium in Los Angeles. We'll put you on primetime television because you're going to need to sell some merch. Let's get to the Patriots. This is going to be interesting. What is that team going to be? They have Bill Belichick. They have Nike getting ready for that supplemental draft. They don't know if their starting quarterback is in their quarterback room or something down the road. Bill Belichick gave out zero information last night. The 49ers, love that team. They got everybody back, basically. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, those teams are obviously who the NFL schedule makers and who the TV people want to be as the stars of the NFL.